How the three musicians from Texas transformed from a gritty regional bar band into one of the most recognizable rock bands in the world, and did one single album secretly create the entire ZZ Top formula? Today we're diving into Tres Hombres, the 1973 album that changed everything for ZZ Top and helped define the sound of boogie rock for decades to come. Tres Hombres, which means three men in Spanish, is the third studio album by ZZ Top, released on July 26, 1973 through London Records. The album marked an important turning point for the band. It was the first time working with engineer Terry Manning, and that collaboration helped refine and sharpen their sound in a way that made them stand out from other blues rock bands of that era. The album became ZZ Top's commercial breakthrough in the United States. By 1974, it climbed all the way to number 8 on the Billboard 200 chart. The album's biggest single, La Grange, reached number 41 on the Billboard Hot 100 and quickly became one of the band's signature songs. More importantly, Tres Hombres was the moment ZZ Top stopped sounding like just another Texas bar band. The album created a blueprint for what many fans now call boogie rock, a style that blends heavy blues roots with tight, groove-driven rock rhythms and slick production. The lineup on the record features Billy Gibbons on guitar and vocals, Dusty Hill on bass and vocals, and Frank Beard on drums and percussion. Credited humorously as Rube Beard, production was handled by longtime collaborator Bill Ham, while Terry Manning contributed engineering, mixing, and editing that would help shape the album's distinctive sound. One of the biggest reasons this album stands out is that Billy Gibbons' legendary guitar tone, often called the Brown sound, using his famous 1959 Gibson Les Paul known as Pearly Gates. Gibbons created a thick, saturated tone that sounds fuzzy, but incredibly rich. The guitar tone fills the sonic space, so it often feels like there are two guitarists playing at once. Another legendary moment on the album comes from a happy accident involving the first two tracks. During the editing process, Terry Manning accidentally cut the tape too close while working with physical magnetic tape. This removed the silence between the songs Waiting for the Bus and Jesus Just Left Chicago. When they played it back, the songs flowed directly into each other without any gap. Instead of fixing the mistake, the band realized the transition created a perfect emotional shift. Waiting for the Bus is intense and upbeat, while Jesus Left Chicago slows everything down into a wide-open blues groove. Radio stations eventually began playing them as one combined piece, and to this day, many fans feel like it sounds incomplete if you hear one without the other. The album also showcases the underrated rhythm section of Dusty Hill and Frank Beard. Their playing focuses on groove and restraint rather than flashy technical skills. Their slightly behind-the-beat timing gives the songs a heavy swagger that allows Gibbons' guitar work to shine. Finally, Tres Hombres helped create the band's Texas mythos. From the album cover featuring a massive Tex-Mex food spread to lyrics referencing border towns and Southern culture, ZZ Top turned Texas into a rock and roll identity that audiences around the world embraced. And check out this cover. It's pretty cool. It has a lot of food. It actually looks like really good. And there's the front cover, and then there's the back cover. So yeah, it's a pretty cool CD. I'm glad this one opens. But anyway, let me go track by track. Waiting for the Bus opens with a strong statement. The track immediately introduced the band's groove-driven style. The bass and guitar locked together perfectly. Billy Gibbons delivers memorable slide guitar work throughout the song. The riff is simple but extremely catchy, and the lyrics capture the frustration and attitude of everyday life. Without any pause, the album shifts directly into slower blues track, Jesus Just Left Chicago. The transition between the two songs is legendary for good reason. The song itself is a deep, soulful blues piece with strong atmosphere and emotional guitar playing. Interestingly, the chord structure later influenced bands like AC/DC, especially noticeable on their song Ride On from 1976. If you see me walking down the line with my face. Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers brings the energy back up, featuring dual vocals from Billy Gibbons and Dusty Hill. The song delivers pure rock attitude. The chorus is extremely memorable. Guitar playing is aggressive and fun. Shows that ZZ Top could easily transition from blues grooves to harder rock territory. Master of Sparks is one of the most unusual and fascinating songs on the album. It tells a story based on a real event from Billy Gibbons' youth, involving a steel cage attached to a pickup truck that would roll down highways, creating massive sparks. Musically, the track creates an eerie and atmospheric feeling. The guitar riff feels hypnotic and mechanical, while the heavy reverb creates a sense of nighttime isolation. The guitar solo mimics the visual chaos of sparks flying across asphalt. It proves ZZ Top could tell unique stories and create mood-driven songs beyond party rock. Hot Blue and Righteous slows things down again with a soulful blues approach. Gibbons delivers emotional guitar work with smoother phrasing and restrained playing. The track creates strong contrast compared to the heavier rock songs earlier on the album. It shows the band's musical versatility. Moving on down the line opens the second half of the album. The song brings back the upbeat rock energy. The drum beat is steady and driving, while Gibbons adds sharp slide guitar accents. The track keeps the momentum moving and highlights the band's ability to create simple but effective rock songs. Precious and Grace is one of the best examples of Billy Gibbons' famous brown sound. The guitar tone is thick, dirty, and unmistakably Texas blues. The riff is extremely memorable, and the song captures ZZ Top's gritty, stripped-down style perfectly. Grange, or Grange, however you pronounce it. This is the album's most famous track, one of ZZ Top's biggest songs ever, inspired by a real-life Texas brothel. The song is built around the most recognizable guitar riffs in rock history. The famous ho-ho-ho vocal hook adds personality and humor. The song slowly builds tension throughout repetition before exploding into a powerful guitar solo. It has become a rite of passage for blues rock guitarist players and remains one of ZZ Top's defining songs. Interestingly, if someone heard the song without knowing the band, they might be surprised by how different it sounds compared to ZZ Top's more polished 80s style. Chic introduces a funky groove and cleaner guitar tone compared to other songs in the album. The rhythm has a unique balance, and Gibbons shows versatility by shifting away from heavy distortion. It adds another layer of variety to the album's overall sound. Have You Heard closes the album with an upbeat blues rock track that includes strong slide guitar and slight gospel influence. The song provides an energetic and satisfying conclusion while still maintaining the band's blues roots. Tres Hombres is often considered the moment that ZZ Top truly discovered their identity. It combines blues tradition with tight rock songwriting and introduces many of the elements that would define their career. The album balances humor, storytelling, musicianship, and groove in a way that feels effortless. Billy Gibbons' guitar tone became legendary, while Dusty Hill and Frank Beard proved that simplicity and groove can be just as powerful as technical complexity. More importantly, this album created a blueprint that ZZ Top would refine for decades, introduced Texas imagery, their musical style, and their ability to blend blues authenticity with rock accessibility. Now we can finally answer the question from the beginning. Yes, Tres Hombres didn't just help ZZ Top succeed, it quietly built the entire formula that would make them rock legends. If you enjoyed this deep dive into ZZ Top, check out this playlist. It should be right on the screen right now. It should have, I guess, 3 videos at this point. I'm going to try to add them as I make them. I'm going to try to do all of the videos and review everything in this box set, which is up to Recycler, and I'll be doing that in the next couple weeks. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.